Hey YouTubers, it's Tuesday, so it means better living with Patty. If I cough a little bit, I have a sinus infection and it's driving me crazy, so I do cough periodically. It's up north and around the country, it's fall. Here it's fall too, but in Florida, there's no fall. It's like summer, but it gets cooler, no humidity or whatever. Today was a pretty good day. It was like 81 degrees, so it's not too bad. Yesterday was about 77. So we're starting to get into the cooler season, and the snowbirds are starting to come back. So, you're getting into the winter seasons. So anyway, I promised you I would give you an update periodically about T-Mobile. If you don't know, Rich and I transferred our Verizon over to T-Mobile, our phones, and we also transferred our home internet to T-Mobile. We got rid of cable about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and we were only doing the internet, and we didn't have nothing but the internet with Xfinity. Well, it started out for Xfinity. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each company. Xfinity started out at $66 a month when we first started it. Wonderful, hey, $66 just for the internet. It was okay. And then it kept going up and up and up. And the last bill was $96. And they said, well, this, that, and the other thing. And they said if you do paperless and you do online payments, a direct deposit or direct withdrawal, they could bring it down to $86, which we did. So and then Verizon was $182 a month. Of course, we had our phones, so we paid them off. But then they played a tricky on us. They did some hidden costs with Verizon, and it boosted the bill up to $238. So I called about it, and they said they couldn't explain what the extra cost was. But they said after this month, our bill would go down to $152 plus taxes and license and all that. So I said to them, well, what would it be? And they said, well, probably about $170. And I said to them, well, we paid our phones off. I mean, what are all these costs? And they said, well, if you get new phones, it would bring it back down. I don't want to get new phones. They're good. So anyway, we went to T-Mobile. Now, I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of T-Mobile. Please go to a T-Mobile store. We did it the wrong way. I went on the internet, then I called T-Mobile, and then the guy called me back, and the guy, he was very friendly. That's what you got to watch out for. Mark was, and he sold us he said, oh yeah, we can switch you over to what we call a senior account, which is 55 and above. One of you have to be 55 or older. And so we got two phones, which was great. It's unlimited talk, text, and messaging and internet. Well, the internet on the phone is 5G, so it's faster. So that was a good thing, where Verizon only had 4G. So anyway, so we switched our phones over to T-Mobile, and he said, oh yeah, you can take your numbers with you. It's wonderful. You just take your numbers, and we just get your numbers from Verizon. Well, that was the first negative thing. Well, this is why I say go to the store. Well, he issued us phone numbers, and you know how it is. People, since you had your phone for 20 years, 13. We've had these numbers since 2005 or 2004. So we would have to call everybody up and say, hey, we got a new number. And you have to call the bank. You have to call this one. You got to call that one. So we just decided to keep our old number, which is a Pennsylvania Exchange, but we don't care. So anyway, he said, oh, no, you can keep your old numbers. Well, when we got the package of the SIM card, because all they gave us was a SIM card because our phones were adopted, and well, and he sold us a hotspot, which it's a little thing it's as big as a phone. Okay, it's about yay big. So I was reading up on it, and you can take it if you travel a lot, It's a wonderful thing because you can get the internet at home. You're traveling up to wherever, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut, wherever you're going. You can take this with you, plug it in, and your phone will work with the internet. You don't have to go with the hotels or anything like that, because then everybody gets your information. So we thought that was good. So that was $50 a month. So altogether, it would be $100 a month because the phones were going to be $50 and the internet was going to be $50. So we go over. So we found out that they had something better for the internet at home, which I did want, and it was 5G with 400 mega, whatever it is. You know, it's really fast. It makes the TV clear and everything. So, and it was wireless. So when I went over to the store, Rich and I said to the guy, well, why didn't he try to sell us this? It's a tower. It's called T something. It's right here. It's like a tower. It's yay big. It's a tower. And I said, why didn't he sell that to us? And he said, we don't know. So we're supposed to return the little one, which we still have because UPS store told us we had to have it in a box, or they would box it for us for $6. So altogether it would be like $12 or $13 to send us back. So we brought it back home and we're going to mail it Friday probably. So we got the T-Mobile wireless internet, which is over there. Let me spin the camera around if I can. It's right over there. See it sitting over there? It's not that big. I'd say maybe it's about 4 inches high, maybe 6 inches high. Anyway, that is our internet now. So let me switch it back. Okay, so we have the internet with that. And as you can see, the TV is clear. Let me switch so you can see it. See the TV? It's really clear. The colors are brighter and stuff than Xfinity. So the pluses, it's wireless. It doesn't take any room. Great picture and sound. Where Xfinity would go out once in a while or freeze. You put this on a sleep mode at night, which is really good. You can put your, if you have Amazon Fire Stick, you put that on sleep at night, and it puts both of them go to sleep. And if you want to, say you're up in the middle of the night and you want to do something, the tower wakes up and you can go on. So anyway, altogether, that was a little higher. That was $60, but we're going to get $10 credit because, don't ask me how this works. It's your system, but they have to charge you $10 a month for it for 24 months. But they credit you back every month the $10. Don't ask me how they do it, but that's how they do it. And if we had bought phones, it would have been the same thing. If the phone was $10, they would have credited you back $10. Don't ask me well how they do it, but that's how they do it. And then we get a discount of $5 each of each system we have. So it's $5 for one phone, $5 for my phone, and $5 for the tower. So that's $15 because we went paperless and we're gonna do an automatic payment. So that brings the whole bill. The whole bill is going to be about $100, like $101. So for two seniors, it's wonderful because, and we have not had any problems with drop calls or anything like that. The only problem I did have, and it was one, I don't know, maybe Richard didn't have his phone on or whatever. I couldn't get him, so I had to like reboot the phone up and then it worked. I don't know if it was because, you know, I don't know what happened, but it worked and it was okay. The only other thing I have two problems with T-Mobile with the phone. And the first one is there's a 1-800 number you have to call, or you have to program it in your phone to get your voicemail. So you put it on your, you know, your connections or whoever, and yet that number you have to call for your voicemail. Or you can have it go automatically to your messages and it texts out what the person said. Either or, but I just have a problem with, like with Verizon, you would just do star 86, and you put in your code, and voila, you get your messages. You don't need a code with T-Mobile. They give you a code, but you don't have to use it, so it goes right to your voicemail. But you have to put this 1-800 number in. So I programmed it in my phone. Richard has to program it in his phone. So that's one problem I have with it. Second thing I have with T-Mobile, with the phone again, is I forgot what it was. It must not be important. When you know how you get a list of all the people that called you and you call out, and with Verizon you used to be able to hit, like if I had to call Richard or my Aunt Alice, you would just hit on your list Aunt Alice or Richard, and it would come up and it would ring. With T-Mobile, every time you make a phone call, even if you've called the person 4 or 5 times because their phone was busy or whatever, yada yada, you have to go to your contacts, look up Richard Maybe or Alice Kanoth or whoever you're looking up, and you got to hit their name, and then it calls them. It can't call on your recent calls. So in other words, that feature they don't have like Verizon did. So, but for $50 per the phone, I'm not going to hassle it because I'm getting a pretty good discount. So I'd like to tell you to use our name. You saw it first on Richard Maybe Presents, but they won't know what you're talking about. Just tell them that Richard Maybe, if you decide to go with T-Mobile, say Richard Maybe said, T-Mobile's good. Oh, they like the idea. This is good. Richard is a retired AT&T employee, so he gets an AT&T pension, and we're Verizon. So it was like a trifecta coming over to T-Mobile. We had Richard as an AT&T employee and Verizon, because we had been with Verizon for about 15, 16 years. So, it was like to them it was like a trifecta. They were real happy. But please go to the store if you're going to transfer over to T-Mobile. They're a little bit smarter than, I'm not saying the people on the phone, but I think the people on the phone work how much they can sell. Where at the store, maybe they work that way, but I think they're more on a salary basis, and they're willing to help you. We were there for 3 hours. The guy was very helpful. We went to the one on 466A here in the Villages. There's about 3 T-Mobiles in the Villages itself. So, if you're in the Villages and you want to go with T-Mobile, and they have a lot of nice phones. You know what they're bringing back? The flip phone. Remember everybody had the flip phone back in the 90s, and well, if you're young, you don't know about it, but they had the little flip phone. It flipped, and my cousin still has one, and he won't get rid of it. The only problem is it takes beautiful pictures, and it's really a nice little camera. But the only problem I would have had with it, and I'm not Richard, the price was $1,000. I thought it was a little too much for a phone, but hey, Samsung is selling them, so I guess people are out there buying them, so they want flip phones again, and that's. But I really do like T-Mobile. I was a little skeptical about changing over because Rich and I, after we did it, we were like, oh man, did we do the right thing? Now between the two bills and what T-Mobile's charging us, T-Mobile, like I told you, is going to be about $101. Between Verizon at I'm going to say $182, and $100 for Infinity just for the internet, you're looking, you were looking at $252. We're going to now pay only $101. So we are literally saving, let's say we're literally saving $150. So, that's the good part about it. And, I'm getting a lot of things, and I think I'm going to research this for you guys too. If you have a car payment, the payments on your car, there's a lot of banks and credit unions right now that will refinance your car for a really reasonable rate. And you could say, we could save like $130, $140 a month on that. And you know what? You got to do what you got to do what you can do to save money. I used to think a couple of years back, a neighbor of ours, they're no longer here, they're in another section of the Villages. But anyway, a neighbor of ours, they used to refinance like every 6 to 8 months. And I used to be like, doesn't that cost you a lot of money? Because you got to pay the fees and all this and that. And they say, oh, no closing fees. We're just refinancing to get a cheaper rate. And now I see what, because you gotta save a penny here and there because, everything keeps going up. We went to the store the other day. We haven't been to the store in like 3 weeks. We went to the store the other day. Richard filmed it, so you'll see that on Wednesday. But, I mean, the prices are just outrageous. I mean, I honestly don't know how people are doing it with 3 or 4 kids, because nowadays, back when I was growing up and Richard was growing up, everybody just had 1 or 2 kids. That was it. Now they're having 4 or 5, because the husband was married before, the wife was married before, so they combine together. They have 2 kids each, so that's 4. Then they have 2 kids, so they got 6 kids. And I honestly don't know how they're doing it, because I'll tell you, food prices are out of this world. Out of the world. And they say it's going to get worse. I'm not going to get on my soapbox because, I'll sound like, Fox News or something, but I don't know how people do it. I really don't, because it's outrageous. It really is outrageous. So I did the Better Living, and I promised I would do a review of T-Mobile. I think I'll do another one maybe in a month. Tell you if we still like it, or if we're going to go back to Verizon and Xfinity, but I don't think we are. T-Mobile has been very good. They've given us some hints on how to save even energy on the house. If you have Fire Stick or some kind of, you should put your TV on sleep mode when you go to bed at night, because that'll save 50% of your electric. And between your refrigerator and your TV, they're the highest 2 that soak up the electric. I always thought it was the lights on, but no, it's the TV and the refrigerator. So, just, you can't unplug the refrigerator because you'll lose everything, but you can, they have a mode now for even the TVs to put them on sleep, and they can sleep for up to 12 hours, and then they come back on. And you should also unplug all your computers, because that takes 50% too. So, we're trying to save money any way we can. So, that's what we're doing. So without further ado, I'm going to end. I've yap too much. And I really did like this review. I hope you did too. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And please subscribe. That helps us out with YouTube. And we just enjoy bringing these videos to you. We enjoy making them as much as I hope you enjoy looking at them. And please, if you like T-Mobile and you're a senior, go for the 55 T-Mobile. It's really good. You won't be disappointed. And you can get a decent phone, or you can bring your phone over. Without further ado, I'll see you on Thursday. Have a safe, healthy, and really great week, because it is a great week. God bless you. Goodbye.